Okay, this is going to be the first video in my series of siege guide videos. So this is a brand new siege that we just started. The first thing you want to do in siege is you want to make sure that everybody is collecting merits and passing them to the person that you have decided is going to be your herald. I highly recommend getting the quick trade add-on, which is this little box here. If you want to active, you check it on, and it's either on collect or donate. If you're on collect, you're going to be the one receiving the merits. If you're on donate, somebody else is going to be getting them when they send you a trade request. So I had mine on, and somebody has already donated me over 1,000 merits. I have 1190 right now. You can also shift right click this orb here, and that will have a fly out menu that tells you how many people are in siege, what your crystal count is at. This one right here is your merits. Right now it's 5,000 to 5,000. Nobody else on the other side showed up. So I'm going to take my 1,000 merits and run into the keep. So you can either run upstairs and run around the crystal up there, or you should be able to get it just jumping down here. Okay, so Serenity's guild, me, has become Herald. So that does not take your 1,000 merits, so you are okay to use those in another place. I'm going to run through all of the Herald skills real quick, and then I'll show you what you should do with those as soon as you get it. So these are the skills you get for being Herald. You're the only person in Siege that gets this for your team. If you crash, you will lose your merits, but you will not lose Herald. You just need to come in and retouch that crystal again, and you will get it again. Okay, so you get 6 extra skills. This one right here is Tornado. The second one is Thunder Force. People will tell you, like, hey, wind speed, or something like that. You want to always cast it when it's up. Has a 6-minute cooldown, 3 minutes buff, so 50% of the time you should have that on. When you die, that will disappear though. Skill 3 is a heal that will full heal everybody on your team wherever they're standing in siege for their full health every 5 seconds for a couple of times. Oh, every second for 5 seconds. Fearless, people will say bubble or fear or whatever their lingo is. That will give you a 15-second immune. If you are Herald, you will not be able to cast anything while Fearless is up. So it's not always great to have your big frontline people be Herald, because they will not be able to kill anybody while they are immune. It is very useful for capping towers though. This one is a crit skill. So you cast that, you get crit for 15 seconds. Increases critical hits by 50,000 and critical damage by 50%. And then skill 6 is an honor guard. Usually in a pretty tough siege, we want to place it on L1. So this is L1. You come out of the castle, go left, L1. We're blue team, so when you come out of the castle like this, left is here. Left is always the A named tower, because if we were red team, going to the left will be Anand. Here it's Sasachi. R1 would be Burak. R2, L2, R3, L3. And it goes opposite if we are coming from the other side of the map. So it's basically you have to orient yourself to where our castle is and look out. So both of the 1 towers are going to be on our side, 3s are going to be on their side. Okay, so you're going to want to cast the honor guard here. I think it's kind of funny to cast it directly on the big guard here, because then sometimes they don't notice that there's an extra guard. I messed up a little bit. See, it kind of, unless you're paying attention, it kind of looks like the same guard. Okay, so I'm going to show you fearless capping real quick and a tornado, and then we will go on to the next video. I took too long explaining. My speed buff ran out. Oh, also, so we have a pretty nice stable, so I have that on, but that only gives you a 20% to speed buff. But when you're inside siege, you get a running speed of 50% increase. So we get to keep that as long as our stables is up. Okay, so I'm going to run in and use candy so I don't touch the guards. Hit that, hit fearless. And see, now I'm capping this tower and the guards don't even know I'm here. You can also run in with a candy and hit the invis pot too. That'll also help you invis, or yeah, so people call that invis capping a tower. So now this tower is ours. You do need to touch the tower before you hit fearless or before you hit invis pot, because if you hit those first and then hit the tower, you're not going to have enough time, because it takes exactly 15 seconds to cast a tower, to cap a tower, and it takes and fearless is exactly 15 seconds. So if you're not perfect with that, the guards will aggro and hit you and interrupt. Okay, and then lastly, there's tornado. Oh, I didn't say that the honor guard will stay where he is if nobody kills him for 10 minutes, and he has a 20-minute cooldown. So he's already been there for 3 minutes. And sometimes for like the last time you cast him, you're going to want to wait till the 10 minutes before the end, so he stays there for the full amount. Okay, so to cast a tornado, you want to be not directly in front of the gate. You want to be back a ways, because it does the most amount of damage at the end of its cast, or the end of its path, I should say. So in an emergency, you could do it straight ahead of it, back a ways, like back here. But ideally, you want to tuck yourself in this corner. And what I do to make sure that I aim it correctly is I make sure that I have this gate targeted. So it's my target right here. I go in this corner here, and then I either hit a basic attack skill, so it'll have me face it, or I hit the follow. See? And then I stop following, because you want to make sure you're not taking a step. And you hit it, and you let it go all the way through its cast bar before you move. If something hits you during that cast bar, it's going to interrupt you, and it's going to put it on a cooldown. It does have an 8-minute cooldown. And if you do that correctly, it should take it down 80% of its health, so it should be at 20%. 19. I have seen people get 90% tornadoes off. that is a lot more difficult. It's a lot easier because this is an exact point right here to get it 80% off. Then you cast speed because it's up, and then you wait for people to call for the other stuff. Okay, now that I have shown you what all of the extra skills are that you get as Herald, I will show you basically the order of things that you should do as a Herald. Okay, so let's pretend I just got Herald. It just popped up. And I still have my Herald merits that people gave me. I am going to run to the outside of our castle on L1. Okay, so this is a processor. Each processor we have has a maximum of 5 crystal extractors. You can only get 5 of them per processor per siege. Do not crash with these, that would be pretty devastating. So I am going to buy all 5 of them from this outside one because this one has a risk of somebody coming and killing it. Okay, and then also you're going to have to kind of play it by ear. If L1 is having like lots of incoming, you might want to go drop the honor guard over there at this point. I already dropped it over there. There's also nobody that's threatening that tower right now. So after I get my 5, I'm going to come inside, and then you need to make another decision. Do you want to spend the other almost 800 merits I have right now on more extractors, or do you want to start upgrading the super farmer? You want to get the super farmer going as fast as possible as well. Sometimes you'll have excess merits in which the super farmer can already have started, and you can go ahead and start buying more extractors. So here's another 5. Now I have 10. I can almost buy. I'm just short of getting a 13th. Okay, when you buy the extractors, the very best spot in theory for the extractors would be on the roof because it's the most safe. But we want to make sure that we can get to them pretty quickly. So we come and we hide them usually around this corner. Double check though to see if somebody already started putting them in the other corner or if somebody put them in the middle. If somebody already started doing that, just start stacking them where they stacked them. I'll show you why in a second. This part's a little boring. Got a lot of summoning to do. Casting speed, because speed is up. He doesn't want to give me any merits. Okay, this is the farm. I'm on the outside on the right side. So this is the R1 tower back there. You want to get a battle time scroll. That's most important. You can also get an assault time scroll. It's only 6 merits each. It's fairly cheap. Okay, So, oh, actually, I meant to buy another extractor. Okay, so you're going to want to get all 15 extractors down here. Right now we only have 12, but that's okay. And then once they're all sitting here, they're all stacked. Don't worry about upgrading them. This only increases their HP and decreases the damage from attack by other people. But if they're already this far into your keep, they're going to get them anyways. So you want to battle time right next to the extractors. That's going to give them this buff. It increases their casting speed. So you can't see, but these things are constantly casting things. And then that is, every time it completes a cast bar, it's giving you crystals. See, so right now we have 4,400 crystals compared to the other team has 0. And then if you're only buying 5 and giving the other merits to a super farmer, you need to pass those off. And then assault time is for movement speed, but I believe it does not stack with Thunder Force. As you can see, I did not get a buff from that. So it's a 5-minute buff, 5-minute cooldown. If you call out with your guild mates, you can make sure that somebody has that covered. And then you can go on your merry way doing whatever else you need to get done. Tornadoes up again. I could go tornado something. You gotta keep your ears open in case people are calling for fear. Sometimes they don't give you much warning when they need it. Anyways, that's the basics to Herald.